What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Miles Morales Spider-Man. This time with issue number 26. And if you guys missed the last issue of this series, which has been so dope, then I'll put up a link for you at the top of the screen. And I'll put a card at the end of the video as well. But when we left off with this series, Miles had been gifted a new vibranium Spider-Man suit to help with regulating his venom energy to keep him from going all uncontrollable vampire bloodlust mode. And in addition to all of that, after embarrassing the Vulture by dishing out an ass whooping in front of his granddaughter Tiana, the Vulture went and got him a suit upgrade as well. And then he came back for round 2 against Miles. So if you guys are ready for this knockdown, drag-out fight between both of these characters with new upgrades, plus more from the Black Panther and Miles Morales teaming up, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So we kick this issue off right where the last one ended as Miles and the Vulture get ready to scrap, as the Vulture blames Spidey for driving a wedge in between he and his granddaughter. And although Spidey tries to convince him that he's driven that wedge all by himself, the Vulture ain't trying to hear a lesson from a kid. Although he is ready to fight one. So it's on. And Miles kicks things off by cracking the Vulture right in the jaw and acknowledging to himself how good his new suit feels during this little impromptu test drive. But the Vulture has some new tricks with his suit upgrade as well, as he flings his razor-sharp feathers at Spidey. But that fresh new vibranium renders those feather blades useless. Miles really is kind of OP in this new suit, y'all. I mean, you put a vibranium suit on top of Spidey powers and a venom blast? I mean, Lil Bro is one of the coldest characters in Marvel now. And the Vulture, he continues to come at Miles. I mean, A for effort. But he's really no match for Miles right now. But he does have the powers of distraction as he fires at the roof, causing it to cave in while debris falls right in the direction of Misty Knight, Dr. Quan, and Tiana. But Tiana is quickly able to help get Misty Knight from danger, while Dr. Quan, meanwhile, takes the brunt of the damage. And at first, Spidey is super nervous after seeing Quan go down. But when he goes to free her from the debris, she's unharmed, leaving Spidey a bit confused at that, but there's no time for an explanation right now, as the Vulture quickly flies in and snatches Spidey up while his back is turned. And as they now take this fight to the air, Vulture continues to accuse Spidey for pulling him and Tiana apart. And not even an hour ago, Spidey was about to take a bite out of his neck. So what's going to stop you from doing that to Tiana? But of course, Spider-Man tells him that he'd never do that to her. But the Vulture, on the other hand, he's got no problems putting her in harm's way when he gets so blinded by his rage. And as the Vulture instantly displays that blind rage and charges right at Spider-Man, Spidey thinks that he understands that rage that Vulture is displaying with his bloodlust. But he's given more clarity now with the help of this suit regulating his venom energy, so he's able to hit Vulture with a Zen-like judo takedown. But Spidey's resolve is then put to the test when the Vulture begins to bleed. And for a moment, Miles stops in his tracks waiting for the bloodlust to return. But the suit, it does its job of channeling his venom energy to keep his infection at bay, which instantly charges him up. And it makes him look Super Saiyan-like or something. Y'all see what I mean? Super OP now. I dig it though. Even the Vulture is stunned now as he gets a leveled up ass whooping. And then as Spidey sends a few thwips at Vulture's wings, that vibranium mesh webbing is even a level up. And much harder for the Vulture to cut through. But when he does manage to get through, he fires more blades at Spidey, before then targeting the roof again and finally dropping Miles. And now that Miles is down, Vulture tries to lay on the pressure. And once again, here he comes with the blame game for putting his own blood against him. But Tiana, meanwhile, has finally heard enough, as she then flies in and involves herself in this fight. "What makes you think I don't fight my own battles?" she professes to her grandfather, just as she tosses him back away from Miles, allowing Miles the time to get back up. But the Vulture then tries to plead with Tiana about choosing Spider-Man over him. He just can't seem to understand that he's the cause of all of this. But of course, he takes rejection like a crazed man, and he tells Tiana that he's got a lesson for her, and then he starts to fight with her. But she holds her own before getting a web assist from Spidey and then taking the Vulture down. And then Tiana lets him know that even though he thinks he did right by her and her mom, all he really did was put them in another cage of lies. And she doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. And it's no one's fault but his own. And when he asks her for forgiveness, she straight up tells him no. She needs trust, and this ain't it. And as he tucks his tail between his legs and flies away, she lets him know that she'll find her own flock. But then after he leaves, Tiana and Miles have a moment to exchange feelings. And of course, they're good with one another. But what's cool right now is seeing Miles' new mask instinctively just open up around his mouth when he talks to Tiana and kisses her. Just another dope new part of this suit. But then Black Panther finally chimes in and adds that Tiana deciding to walk her own path is keen insight for someone her age, and that his sister Shuri will be proud of her. And he extends his compassion to her for what she's going through with her family, but he also acknowledges that sometimes family found can be better than biological ones. But aside from all that, he's got some news for Miles, as he thinks that he's come up with a solution to Miles' vampire problem, and he has just one question for Miles. Do you happen to have an overnight bag at Mrs. Knight's place? Which Miles actually does. But T'Challa responds, good. We're going to be taking a trip, and we have very little time for delay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue, which is gonna continue next in Wakanda. I called it, y'all. I knew this was going to lead to Wakanda. The only way T'Challa was able to counter his vampirism was to take the heart-shaped herb and walk with the gods. So I definitely can't wait to see Miles in Wakanda. That's about to be lit. But what did you guys think about the issue? And how you guys liking this series so far? I, for one, think that Cody Ziegler is great for Miles, and a lot of people are missing out on it. But you guys know I want to hear all your thoughts and theories down in the comments, along with your predictions on what you expect Miles to see and deal with when he's in Wakanda. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icons store and picking up some Comics Icons merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video available for download, or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership. And there'll be a link in the description to join. But with your membership, you'll get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icons merchandise from the Comics Icons store. And even a chance to pick a video request of your own for me to post. Plus, we've got tiers to the memberships as well, beginning at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of that, then you can still help out this channel's future tremendously by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.